There's moments I think who I am and who I ought to be are so far apart. Times I think where I am now and where I want to be has no clear direction. Some days I think I am enough, other days not. Thoughts weigh heavy on the scales of my life, and every moment I feel flooded with passion and joy in the present. It seems to vanish as quick as it comes. But what if the bad left just as fast? What if everything that rises in consciousness wields the power to be just as fleeting? Does simple recognition possess the ability to set you free? In a world where you truly only own your mind, will you let it control you? Or simply notice what is waiting to pass? How I judge and perceive my own training has given me the opportunity to have better progression and physical adaptation. So it's become reasonably and noticeably easier to make changes once I've identified and noticed things that are happening both numerically and anatomically. And these metrics also give me an understanding about how satisfied I am with my training now and how satisfied I expect to be with my training in towards the future. There's an array of metrics that are available out there, and ultimately the one you choose or the many that you choose will be extremely personal for you, because these are inevitably how you will be judging yourself and also your training. Personally, I use 5 key metrics to judge my training. These are in no particular order of importance. First off, it's aesthetics. Secondly is quantity and volume. Third is skills and mobility. So this is like exercise selection and the ability for my body to move. 4 is health and longevity, and 5 is quality and form. I'd like to begin with my first one, aesthetics, as I believe this is quite an extremely common metric that a lot of people use to judge their training. However, I think and believe that it's incorrectly influenced and not necessarily done the most appropriate way. Aesthetics are completely and utterly subjective, so it's like art. And this means that no two opinions are the same, nor is your opinion now and what it will be in the future going to be the same, because it's completely based on emotions. In the past, it was not rare for me to view my progression aesthetically, say in the mirror, and with this I would find it quite common that I would view my body, say one day, and have a positive self-image, and then no more than 24 hours later, where quite frankly not much physical change would even be possible or occur, I would look at that or my body in a completely different light, and I would be like, all these negative connotations are exacerbated with the presence of social media. So it's filled with jacked, juicy, sexy, shredded individuals who are like this completely all year round. And you don't understand their genetics, their nutrition, their circumstances, their commitment to training, their sacrifices, or if they're enhanced or not, which I guarantee you they're not going to tell you. Comparison should only be of who we were in the past. So a photo of us in the past, or a video of us in the past. It should never be of someone else. It's only ever us against us, ourself against ourself, and that's the way it should be. It sounds super cliche that we should only look to be better than who we were yesterday, but I feel like it's a fundamentally overlooked aspect to training that people just don't sort of grasp. It's like, oh yeah, that's what we should do, but it's something that needs to be implemented and locked into our brains. Comparison is the thief of joy. Aesthetics can be a very beneficial and productive way to judge your training. However, I believe it needs to be paired with other good metrics that are quantifiable, used in combination. In the beginning, aesthetics was a very big part that I got into training. It was the pursuit of physical exercise to look better. However, once I grasped an understanding of how to judge and track proper progression, you need to allow aesthetics to take a backseat as well. Have it not be the sole metric that you judge your training on, because it can just take you on this emotional roller coaster that you just don't need to be a part of. I think and believe that aesthetics is purely a byproduct. It's just quality training with true intention done over time consistently. You can't imagine, or it's hard for me to imagine, say someone able to do a handstand push-up and not have some sort of aesthetic shoulders and sculpt the delts, or someone being able to bench, say, 80 kilos and not have somewhat of a built chest. Like, there's so many avenues that you can pursue that will allow aesthetics and the way of looking better to come through passively. And I can understand if it's, say, bodybuilding, where someone's actually judging you and looking good is the sole metric of being the best. But when it comes to normal training, we need to understand to let it have the back seat, and aesthetics will come passively and focus on the things that make us better. So switching the narrative from, oh, I'm doing this so I can have better looking shoulders, or I'm doing this exercise to have a better looking XYZ. We need to switch it to, I'm doing XYZ so I can move better, so I can feel better while I'm at work, so I don't have back pain, so I don't have XYZ. We need to do things that make us feel better and let looking good happen naturally, because it's not only when we're looking good, but when we feel good, we feel more confident, and confidence is the best thing that is the best attribute. It's what we all want to have, because that's when we win our best, when we're confident, when we feel comfortable in who we are. Aesthetics has the ability to fluctuate quite sporadically as well. So there's a lot of things, both physically and mentally, that can affect the way that you perceive aesthetics. And so this can be physically, say for example, it can be things like body fat, it can be things like your water and food intake for the day. You could have got more sun, so you look a bit more shredded when you're tanned. And it could be mentally about what you're actually perceiving is aesthetic now. So it could be, oh, I'm doing rock climbing, so I find really jacked forearms to be more aesthetic now. And your aesthetics and the overlook of that change quite dramatically as you mature and move on with your physical exercise as well. So understanding that what's good now, what's bad now, these are all emotions, and emotions are fleeting. So you need to understand that even things that are good will go away. Emotions that are bad, they will leave too. So try not to get so caught up in what's emotional. If I can leave you with anything, it's compare yourself with you only. That's all that truly matters, and that's the easiest way for us to be happy and just try and get better than who we were yesterday.